Hi everyone, this is Evelyn. I'm a little bit displaced today, so doing the best I can, but I do have my 3-deck read for you with a message of the day. I also have my 7-deck read for the twin flames. Today is what is today? Today's the 8th, October 8th, 2022. So we have the 8 of the Strength card, which is also the dance, manifesting of dreams. And the day adds up to the 24, which is the 6, also Omega, which also represents the illumination at the crown. The dance of manifestation of dreams being the illumination of the 1,000 suns, as I was just looking at the sun right before I started. So, actually, I want to get my watch. Just give me 1 second, see if I can do that. Just give me 1. So where are we? It is 4:48, which is the 4 of the Emperor, the 48. It's also the 448. It's the 48 of the 8 of Cups, walking away within. And then the 4/4/8, which is that energy of Atlas in the social worker sense. The 4 of Cups, which can be boredom or apathy, or grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love. All right, so we have my 3-deck read first, which you see in front of you. And the top deck is the Metatron deck with the underlying energies here. And then read here. I didn't have a pile of cards to pull until the last deck here, so I have a pile to count right here. But otherwise, these are the underlying energies from each deck, and then the cards that were pulled on each row. Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and the Shaman Dreams deck. So the read was pulled at 10:14 to 17, which is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, Destiny, High Vibration, and then the 14 to 17, which I'm getting the 4 to 7 sweet spot there as well. The 14 is the Temperance card, 17 is the Star, patience with healing and dreams coming true. And the pile of cards that I did have to count was 12 cards, which has to do with the Hanging Man and wisdom. And the underlying energy from the 3 decks were the 51 of white in the Metatron deck, which is purity and innocence, and also the King of Swords. And then we had the second deck there, and I think that's the 50 of 10 of Cups, which is, the energy of the dream-like family tree. And then the third deck there with the Wall, which is the 56 of the 2 of Swords, knowing without knowing. But I often from that card get the perspective of being within yourself, with that little hole looking out, as opposed to seeing outside of the tree, looking in at the suffering that's going inside the tree. And it doesn't look like there's much suffering from within, but from without, it could look like that. So from that first deck, we had the 55 of the King of Swords with white, purity, and innocence. And underneath that was the 55 of the King of Wands, the Shaman Truth. The Ace of Swords, which is the 30 of the Union or Home. The Silver Warrior of Light, the Sword and the Stone. And the 26 of Pink, Self-Love and Nurture. The 21 of Indigo, Mystery and Mastery of Life. And then on top was that 51 of the King of Swords and white, purity and innocence. The Truth. They were giving me these, in each picture, like a symbol and then the message that goes with the symbol. So truth, and then the shell with the life bulb. Of course, the truth always comes with the sword. The life bulb of the womb coming with the shell, which represents the Magdalena shell, which is a dessert actually. The scalloped shell. the star and the diamond. So the truth, or the sword, the life bulb of the shell, the star and the diamond were coming up. Excalibur, shaman, the Magdalena shell, the indigo star, and the diamond light. The sword and the stone, the word and the tone, which tone is 2-1, the shell and the womb, the child and the star, the wing and the light. So again, 55, 30, 26, 21, and 51. The truth of the union, inspired by the world of completion and purification of the King of Swords. So I had watched I've been watching some Susie Beeler this week, who channels Prime Creator. And one of the videos was talking about how all of your chakras are connected to the sexual energy. The human understanding, she spoke of as the channel, that the human understanding of where the sexual energy is at the root. She didn't even say sacral, but I was getting the root as in the lower chakra systems. The sacral, the root, and the solar plexus energies are considered the chakras where we're clearing all of these ancestral wounds from. So if the understanding is that the sacral energy comes from the root or the 3 lower chakras, but actually that all parts of the human have DNA energy, of course, and so they all therefore can be portals for sexual energy, part of that which was coming from Susie's video, actually. So getting back to my read, the root body was coming up for me as the physical ego. The sword mind was coming up as the physical ego. Then the shell, womb to heart, which often comes up as the Holy Grail, right? The bottom of the cup covers the womb, and the top of the cup holds the heart. In between there, the stem of the cup would then be the quantum entanglement of the solar plexus. And then the indigo, third eye to crown, and then the diamond, light and wings were coming up as the high heart to the throat. So as the womb is connecting to the heart, so does the high heart to the throat. And so the root physical body was coming up as red, the red, orange, yellow of the 3 lower chakras. The sword physical ego mind was coming up as the silver, or the man gate, so to speak. The shell, womb to heart was coming up as the pink of compassion, and the indigo third eye to crown was coming up as the indigo. Then the diamond light is coming up as your sight. The third eye indigo is coming up as sight, and then the diamond light and wings of high heart to throat were coming up as white of purification. So it's very interesting the way this was coming up. At 1044, which is destiny and that high vibe of the 10, the 44 of the 4 of Cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love, but also can be boredom and apathy as well. The 20 of the Judgment card, but also the cosmos, mirroring the divine feminine in the wake-up call. The 52 of the Queen of Swords, with priorities to build the Antakarana bridge to source with golden wings as opposed to the white purification wings. The 51 and the 52 are both coming up here together as the King and Queen of Swords, where the 51 here is purity, the 52 expansion to gold, and both white and rainbow, as you know, are the same thing. That white equals the rainbow, parts of the whole, to gold, which is then the ancient one, God old. The 5 of freedom and change and expansion, and the message in the bottle and the shell womb with that card, going back to the root of the root sacral solar plexus, which is distorted by sexual energy perspective that in the 3D, which is accessed by all body centers, not just the root. And again, that direct source connect is our best way to connect to anything, is our higher self to source direct. So this wake-up call for the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords to be source mirrors for each other. Going through the sacred pink of the womb to the heart, the high heart to the throat, the energy of the sweet heart, and the lion's heart coming up as the heart and the high heart. It's through the innocence that we speak our truth with courage as the true Hierophant, right? The undistorted Hierophant, the high priest. The 14 of the Temperance card and boundaries set daily of where you will go energetically on your path each day. To use your auric fields, which auric is AU, which is gold, and then the IC of the inner child. The gold, which is the G-old, or the ancient one, or source, creator, God. The inner child, or the ancient one's inner child, back to the sun or source. A quote-unquote higher love of patience and trust. To rehearse or have a platform. So faith and love were coming up in here, and that was some of the definitions coming up from FAI of faith, which TH is just to the nth degree. But more space is created here by our clearing for healing to occur, right? So hollowing ourselves, creating more light for healing to occur within ourselves by clearing all of the implants and shadow aspects of ourselves. And faith and love are coming up here versus fear and impatience. And you notice that impatience is I am PA, which is Father, TI, which is Source, and then for me, EN is Jesus, and then CE is Seal. This is impatience. I am patience. I am the Father, Source, Jesus, Seal. To send your energy back the other way. And the becoming impatient is a reminder, right? When you're always focusing on patience. When you get impatient, that I am is a reminder that patience is the Father, Source, Jesus, Seal, that connection, your connection of higher self back to Source, back the other way. The diamond from the side, like the troops on the ground with the collective awakening, and then top down from above in the awakening, the rainbow triangle upside down, and the message in a bottle, and the shell, and the auric key are all the same. The human, the woman, with no name, they're all one. So back to that King of Swords of the 51 at 1105, which is justice and the 5 of the Hierophant, or freedom, change, and expansion. The King of Swords with 2 to 0, the 0 is energy of Source, the human embodying that Source energy, and the 52 of the Queen of Swords, with Source between the King and Queen of Swords here, that 1-2 punch with the Magician and the High Priestess, with the 5, which is change, which is also the symbol for Delta, which is also part of the Y in the road, right? With the line, which is the 2 dots connecting, the arcing to the triangle, the delta or the river coming together from 2 streams into 1. The 14 is also a 5, which was the next card coming up, is the temperance energy to a higher love of patience, Father, Source, the human Jesus, Seal, right? Of you keeping yourself connected to Source, that direct connect within. So again, going from the 51 to 52 of the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, with the Source energy between, that 1-2 punch of the 51 and the 52, and the 2 5s of the Hierophant representing Source energy, and the change, freedom, and expansion of the 2, by using patience, which is the Temperance card of patience and balance. Of when you become impatient, just a reminder that you are patience. You are just becoming impatient because you're disconnecting yourself from patience, Father, Source, human, Jesus, seal or your direct connect, just like Jesus to God. You are the same as that. You are that human aspect of God. So at 1107 here, which is justice, truth, and balance, alignment, the 7 of the chariot, was the underlying energy of the 50 in the Nature's Whispers deck in the underlying energy, the potential gateway, that magical tree, which tree is T-R-E-E, the trill or the thrill of the energetic exchange, the touch tone of the energetic exchange, the 2 of illumination, which 2 is the High Priestess, Divine Feminine, and the illumination of the 24, which is the Queen of Wands, to be your best self always, and as the 38 Queen of Cups, to accept the acceptance of love. The 26 is the Page of Wands, which is that Lion's Heart energy, to be true to your heart, as the letter B, be true, TR is that trill, and then UE, be true to your heart. The 13, which is the capital B, is 1-3. The 13, or transitional touchstone, the womb heart egg cracked open to the heart path, which heart is HEA, and then RT, the root or the path, which HEA is idle or lazy, being still, allowing yourself to grieve. The High Priestess, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, or rather Page of Wands right there. And then the 13 of that capital B, to be the transition. To the number 3, which is the Empress, but also abundance and Terra, Gaia, the 28 of the twin flames in their choice of path. The twin flames bounty harvest here. The harvest of Hercules. Hercules is her harvest. Her harvest in energetic exchange of the 8 of Wands, the 34, in being vulnerable with the vulnerability of Atlas, of the Divine Masculine, the 50 of the 10 of Cups, and that magical tree, the family tree, the tree of life. The potentiality, which is coming up as the potential, is the potency. I-A-L is I all. The potent of the I all, the I am presence, the gateway, through the heart of the human being, which is the B of the 13. The human transitioning is being. It's all the same, because you're going to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next moment. You're always going through a portal. The 2 of the High Priestess, Divine Feminine illumination, that I am the Holy Grail of co-creation, innate connection. That's the definition of the word broken down. Illumination. I, the 2 capital L's together become the Holy Grail of the co-creation, innate, which Cryan always uses that energy, that word innate. And it comes up with my Nat connection, when the Nat shows up about unforgettable. I, Holy Grail of co-creation, innate connection, your innate connection with Source. And again, Cryan always talks about innate. You can check out Trion's episodes if you'd like. So the capital B of 13, which is the Death card in transition, to be your best self always. That 13 of transition, to be the Y is the Y in the road, the 0 point, our, capital B again, EST, which is Eastern Standard Time. It also means to be in French. And then self is S of the Sophia energy and the elf, the little ones. And then always is all ways. That was all coming up from be your best self always. Transition to 0 point, our. Transition to be, I am. And the self of the Sophia and the little ones, the elves, always. The 24 of the Queen of Wands and the 38 of the Queen of Cups, in alternate currents of the sealed balloon and the Christ consciousness. The test of ants and a seal. And ants, the NCE was coming up, which means besides, here, us, each other. The alternating currents of love, freedom, and romance, and the authentic inner child. The sweetheart versus the lion's heart, the 13 of transition, and the transit connection to renewal of peace, the new baby in the nook with all the animal friends surrounding them, that innocence, to celebrate their differences in the unicorn and the dolphin, or the land and the sea, the 28 of the twin flames, as the twin flames decorate the ethers to prepare for vulnerability, as the leaves fall and float away, in energetic exchange with the 50 of the 10 of Cups And that family tree, the tree of life, the divine tree of life, your essence to source gateway. I was just getting your getaway, like, like an airline or vacation commercial. So with infinite blessings, which comes up here at 1121, which is justice, alignment, truth, and balance, the 21 of the whole, the world, completion, which is also Pisces energy, 1 foot in this world and 1 to the next, of infinite blessings across the land, or the chill across the land, the 22 of the Fool in the leap of faith with open heart and family dreams on journey to the perfect setting, for the 9 of the Hermit, which is the 1 and the all, to make the sun rise again, with the 7 of the chariot to amplify your positive emotions, that little chariot creating ripples amidst the ancient ones, the 7 here going by amplifying your emotions. The next card was 49, which is 7 by 7, again, talking about the amplification, not 7 plus 7, but 7 times 7 to 49, to get your wishes, to have your dreams come true, to heighten your vitality, recharge your batteries for self-satisfaction. So then 12 cards came up, and I ended up looking at these 12 cards before I got to Shaman. They were actually from the Shaman deck. But to hang out and be wise with the 12, the 15 of the Dust Devil, perhaps kicking it up, and then the 50 of the Spirit of the River in this deck for family happiness. The 61 of the 7 of Swords, which is that risk card, of the Whale Song that's very deep and blue. The 55 of the Ace of Swords and the Truth Excalibur, of the Truth of the Farther Gate, the 2 gates, the 2 suns, and the crack in the mountain, where this was coming up as the 144 was coming up here as the crack, and I've been writing chapters of a book which I always talk about 7 cracks in the title, and it was coming back up here as the card of the farther gate of the 2 gates and 2 suns, and the crack in the mountain was bringing up the 144 of the one love, the 44 as the life lesson here, the 44 of learning how to have control over every aspect of your life, but not in a sense of being controlling, but in the aspect of self-control, of being that social worker, right, to help others. And then the 7 cracks here, the 7 being the Chariot, but also the calm before the storm, right? The crack before the split happens, right? That calm before the storm comes in. The 144 in the Chariot, which is also the 7, and the 144 is the 1-8 of 0 point field when you get up to the 5D level and beyond, 5D being the jump off point. And then, of course, 144 in the Chariot comes up as Noah's Ark, or Noah's Ark, which is really funny because I met a waiter today, his name was Noah, and I was telling him about the Noah's about it, Noah's Ark. The 4 of the Emperor and stability on the survival level, manifesting survival as opposed to the 8 of dreams. The Devil in the family, with the 50 reflecting the 51 of the King of Swords and the 15. So you see all these 15, 51, 50 coming up here, as well as the 52 in the beginning of the read. And then the 61 and the 55 of the risk of the truth, and the deep blue sea, and the what's coming up is the deep blue sea is very, the deepest you can go, right, to the deepest, darkest parts of the deepest ocean on the world. And then the highest of the highest cave in the mountain here. The 4 of the Emperor, with an opportunity to transform past just survival and unwinding. The 58 of the 4 of Swords, of the 5D connection, because I always get that 4 of Swords cards as the 5D connection that's not grounded, right? It's connecting in meditation, that kind of energy. Of the vanishing mirror and the ego sublimation. Smashing particles, which is so funny. My daughter actually went to a smashing place where you can break things, go in a room and smash things up, get all your frustrations out. But 5D connection of the vanishing mirror and ego sublimation, smashing particles on break, on a rest, or during meditation. The 39 of the Knight of Cups in me talks, again, like someone going to get their frustrations out. The 2 of the High Priestess, or Divine Feminine, beloved heart on fire, with radical acceptance for all parts of themselves, of sudden events. Or the 16, the Tower, of being suddenly empty within, the empty well, where you know it's time to replenish now. You know, you've emptied yourself, it's time to get a drink of water. The Knight of Cups in the bath, the High Priestess with their heart on fire, with sudden 29 of the 3 of Wands. And the horned cactus here, who is resourceful, to resource and be full. So go back to source and fill yourself up. Powering up again to present, and with gifts, still being still like the totem, and yet rich in nutrients. The 16 of the Lovers, but also the love, family, community, which the 6 is also the G of the spiral, the cosmic womb, and the Divine Feminine Lover going within, as the Sky Dancer goes into surrender. So the underlying energy at 619 is the Lovers and the Sun. The 3 of the benefactors of grace and generosity, and this is this card that you're not seeing it because it's in the underlying energy of the 2 little munchkins, our little furry friends. I'm not sure exactly what animal they are, but they're very sweet. You know, the little guy with a crown on his head, and she doesn't have a crown on her head, but they're sitting in a mushroom, and they're in such joy. The benefactors of grace and generosity in the mushroom of abundance, with Chariot, sacred covenant that's been it's unwritten. It's open to be written any way you want. The 3 and the 7 of the 37 of the King of Cups in unconditional love, moving to the 35 here, the wounded warrior, at 11 to 11, or the 11th hour of discernment. They had lost their way, now getting back to their integrity. With the 17 of the eye of the needle, the intent to heal, and separation while under pressure and confused on the unmarked trail of revelation, right? So our path was, this is the first time of doing this path. It's never been done before, of ascending in this way. We're the groundbreakers, so to speak, right? So there's a lot of intention to heal here in separation, but while under great pressure and while being confused yourself still in the unmarked trail of revelations. At 622, the Lovers and the Fool's journey, the 1 of the masculine with a tidy house, right, running a tight ship, the Divine Masculine Magician being clear and organized, or is cleaning when they get confused, right, to get clarity again. The 10 of that high vibe destiny to deep dive into a task. And then the 47 of the 7 of Cups of synchronicities and options and confusion at times when it's too much. The 47 of the 4 to 7 sweet spot of erring just to the side of the light, or going from the 4th chakra to the 7th crown chakra. The 4 to 7 heart to crown. The sky bridge of Sophia's transition on a slippery bridge with possibility for union. The 56 of the 2 of Swords, knowing without knowing, the challenge of bringing down the walls once the walls have been built. And the 18 of the 0 point, which, by the way, today's 10-8, which is Chai, is the 10th and 8th letters of the Hebrew alphabet, and the energy of life. 18 is the 10 and 8, which is today's October 8th. And the eyes of the eagle oracle here, rising above the fray. You know, this is the energy of having the sight of being from the top of the mountain, being able to look down and have that lay of the land, so to speak. And then, you know, being able to rise above the fray because you see it from a different perspective, right? From above it as opposed to being in it. The 11 of justice, of the deep quiet of meditation and stillness. And then the 46 of the 6 of Cups, of the children hugging each other. The root girl, though, who is disowned. The feminine side of yourself that you haven't fully looked at, who's felt like she's been left behind, denying the roots of the part of you, the parts of you that still feel sad or disowned. And then with the 19 of the Sun and the 38 of the Queen of Cups, the Sun and the Queen of Cups falling because you were blinded by the sun, the light, as half of the 38 Queen of Cups with the many masks of our authentic self, the falling angel with many masks now exposed, and the 36 of the Atlas who was lost in space needing direction between the 46 and the 38, which just happened to be my daughter's and my soul numbers. So again, that energy of the mother and the daughter. And the 5 of freedom, change, and expansion, of closing the door, as the Knight of Wands. When you've had enough, it's like closing the door here, having the freedom to close that door when you've had enough to create that perfect storm of the 44. The change from Atlas, which is the Atlas is, I'm just blanking out, just give me a second. The Atlas is the 10 of Wands. I like that. They're all the 20s. Ace, 9, 10. So 35. 36 is the 10 of Wands. So going from the Atlas of the 36 with the literal globe on your shoulders, carrying that physical weight of the globe. And then the difference in that from the Atlas social aspect, which is that 44 of the 4 of Cups, and carrying the weight of emotions of other people on your shoulders, not lifting weights physically, but lifting the weight of the world off of others' shoulders. The raven peacock on the eagle's perch, having that perspective. The ravenous show-off with very specific intention. The 15 of the dust devil, whipping up a storm from the desert to the deep blue sea, taking a risk with the family or emotional fulfillment. With the 55 of the truth of the Mary Magdalene cave way up in the mountain, and the emperor's unraveling and smashing particles on break in the 5D connect of the 39 Knight of Cups, loving themselves. The 2 of the divine feminine or high priestess with their heart all ablaze, draining well, and then suddenly draining too much, right? Because then you go from being very emotional and welled up with fluid to the cactus, which is very dry, except the cactus also has, it's very resourceful. It has fluids inside of it. The cactus was also coming up here as the cat cuss, right? The masculine energy cussing, getting all that frustration out. The cactus with all the prickly, instead of the prickly pear, I think it was coming up as the 2, the pear, P-A-I-R. The cactus, the horned cactus, independent and prickly pear, present in the womb of the divine feminine within, the surrender. The whispering bench of co-creation and the sine wave trail of slippery dancers. The Christ of the W with 2 V's is the co-creator, where the Sophia, capital D, is actually another way of writing M, because 2 parentheses with the 1 in the middle is a symbol for the capital M, which the capital M is the 2 I am presence with the V between them, which is creation. So it's 2 ways of showing co-creation. One is having 2 V's, which are 2 different creators, and that's coming up as the Christ, capital W, and 2 V's as co-creators coming together. And then the Sophia as the M of 2 I am presences coming together, co-creating. But they're both co-creation, just different perspectives of the same thing, right? From different angles, the 2 sides of oneself. The 2 of the divine feminines or the 2 I ams creating together. The Christ's divine feminine and the Sophia's divine masculine. The dance of the leaf-ing in the fall. The shedding of the old coat to prepare a new one. And that was at 642, which is the 6 of the lovers and the 42 of the 2 of cups. And it was funny because I asked my son who's in sports, what's the favorite number of people in sports? And the first thing he came up was 42. I forget who the player is, but the 42 is the 2 of cups, and 642 is the time right here. And that's how you'd write 42, is 42/6. So that 2 of cups. And so I wrote down 42/6 of the 2 of cups, which is that 1-1, the 1-to-1, which 1-1 is the capital H, and H on its side is the capital I of I am. I two I ams creating, grounding, instant messaging, and birthing all at the same time. So there was your message. Take it as it comes to you. It might be different for everybody the way it came out today. And then we have the 7-deck read for you here. And this was done at 6:11 p.m., which is the Lovers and the 11 of Justice. Again, truth, balance, and alignment. The SIRIAN STARSEED deck. There's 7 decks here. And at 6:20, as I was clarifying the read, the word ENSION came up, ENSION, which ENS, by the way, was great because I don't remember defining that word before. ENS is entity or being. Us, identical, alike. Essence, existence, inside and even. Alignment, one's or man, quote unquote. One's alignment, one's existence, being identical. All were coming up as ENSION. ENSION is connection. So the beingness, the existence connection, the being identical connection. And then I finished clarifying at 6:34, which is the Lovers and the energetic exchange, the 8 of Wands rather. And the major arcana here were guidance, which is the Hierophant, the Chariot, reflection, which is the Hermit, and Ascension, which is the World. Before the read was reason of the Emperor, and after the read was transition of the Death card. There were 2 wands, 2 swords, 2 cups, and 1 pentacle. So we had 3 2s and a 1 here, plus it could be 22 and 21, which is the Fool and the World, completion. And again, we have the 1 and the 2 there, the masculine and feminine, with the Fool's journey between them. The Page of Cups was the only court card in the main part of the read. Before the read was the King of Swords and the King of Cups. And then after the read, the King of Swords. It's not the King of Swords. So before the read was not the King of Swords. And that'll come up in a minute. That was an error. Because the King of Swords is definitely there. You can see the King of Swords card right here popping up. So he's at the end. So the King of Swords and King of Wands were there at the end. And maybe I think it's the Knight of Swords with the King of Cups in the beginning. In the underlying energy there. Knight of Swords. Okay. As far as the numbers here, we had double 1s and double 5s. The 11 of Justice, the 55 of the Truth, the Ace of Swords. And 2, 3, 4, 5, staying alive, staying alive. Also the 12 coming up here, the Hangman, the 45 of the Purge, 56 of the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing, and the 15 of the shadow aspects here. The code line was all about relationship change, and it was broken up into Relati, Onship, Cha, and NGE. The code line was all about the number 319, coming from 5 and 314. 314 was coming up in significant ways a couple days ago. I was literally seeing the numbers come together and, having nothing to do with pi or anything or birthdays, but they were just coming up together, 314. So 314, which is this circle with the line down the middle, right, of something being even, right, perfectly balanced, and the 5 of freedom, change, and expansion, also the Hierophant. And again, the code line being about relationship change ultimately. So digamma was coming up again, which digamma is the capital F, 2 gamma rays. But originally it was a backwards F, looking more like a boomerang, like the number 7, but more curvy. The digamma timeout to source to co-create the Christ God, that connection between the human and source, the Hierophant 5, or the change, the freedom expansion of the seeker, 314, of pi, of evenness, of equality, of thoughts and words and blind men and orphans, of speech and the truth, words and thoughts, the report, to relate, to tell, again, using thoughts and words, on ship, the human Christ ship, to unite, join, have leisure time perhaps, a chance or opportunity, something small, little eye or face, the scorpion also coming up here, on ship, unity here, an opportunity to unite on ship, to relate, report, tell, or dance. And again, the mercy ship also comes up with that Christ connection as well, the unity consciousness. So freedom to marry, The Divine Feminine taking a time out with Divine Masculine on the whispering bench. The Freedom Seekers of Pi, the circle with the line down the middle, of equality, of the orb path of thoughts and words. He on ship to unite. Taking the high road, number 1 equaling and congruent to number 1 in the 5D connection, the relationship change, the on-ship union. So cha, C-H-E-A, besides the cha-cha and dance and that kind of definition, it means the Korean foot, which is 30.3 centimeters approximately, I guess. And then, again, C-H-A-I, or chai, coming up again today, 10-8, to come, the number 4, right? Surviving, crying, weeping, to eat, and the number 6 of the spiral and the G, to dawn, to rise, to fear, be afraid, a father or dude, me and you, the beaver, sharp. And then again, another message coming up as reflecting, toggling up to co-create the Christ God change and freedom, to see the key of the digamma, 2 gamma rays, 2 equal gamma rays of 314 of pi, 2 parts of pi, 2 reflecting, 2 gamma rays. The G-men were then coming up. And for a transition path, he on ship union, right? So he is on ship for union in the relationship change here. And the helicopter came by right at that time at 7:29, which is the Chariot and the 3 of Wands and being present in the moment, or perhaps waiting for your ship to come in, as the trans man or Christ G-man, so G-man in a different way, right, in the Holy War. The Hierophant see the key in the twin rays. 3 ace, the 4 of swords, rest, that meditation connection between the twins. On break or 5D connection, the relationship change, the on-ship leisure time opportunity here to unite. So we start here with the guidance card on top in the underlying energies. So right here where you see the big card with the mini cards on top. That top card there is the guidance card, the Hierophant. And it's called guidance in this deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck. Below that is the 4 of Wands upright, the 3 of Wands reversed, the Knight of Swords reversed, the King of Cups reversed, and Reason, which is the Emperor, reversed. Home looking back, holding their tongue, the King of Cups reversed, being unreasonable, or with unreasonable Hierophant, or Taurus, or the King of Cups reversed, Emperor reversed, perhaps married, with the Page of Cups reversed, rejected and vulnerable on a quest to end the nightmare, or the injustice of the Knight of Wands reversed, perhaps a third party, or in the Castle, living in the past or reliving the past. At 7:37 of the Chariot and the King of Cups, or unconditional love, with the Knight of Swords reversed and the King of Cups reversed and the Emperor reversed. Perhaps a religion or establishment vulnerable to conflict here, or never picked for the team. Stressed out at the injustice of the Knight of Wands reversed player with third party, or overindulgences, refusing to reunite, the Taurus upright with Libra, Sag, and Pisces all reversed, or Taurus and Page of Cups reversed versus Libra reversed, and 1 Sagittarius reversed. The Queen of Pentacles and the Empress are upright here, which they could be lovers or just with great affection for each other. Could be a mother and child, or 2 friends perhaps, or a boss and someone who works with them. But the Queen of Pentacles and Empress are coming up together here with the Queen of Wands, who's reversed or dissatisfied, with the Knight of Swords reversed, who may be a broken person, or her own energies of lashing out, because she could definitely be abusive there with the Queen of Wands reversed. She could be lashing out or holding her tongue, but with definitely something to say there. She's the Queen of Wands reversed. Or this is a separate person from her, and they're both dissatisfied, broken, and the Divine Feminine's heart coming out to the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, about union and synchronicities, and a Tower event, awakening them. Grieving under the radar, or failure, or need for attention, the Queen of Pentacles and Empress. Lovers with affection for the Queen of Wands reversed, dissatisfied with the Knight of Swords reversed in a breakup or a breakdown, a break in, out, or breakthrough, implementing a plan or investment in the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, home or union, with options or lots of stuff, synchronicities and suddenly woken up or awakened, or epiphanies and synchronicities and just can't sleep due to family in the house, perhaps. Perhaps other people making noise or being in an environment where you don't normally sleep. The Chariot is reversed here, stuck in deception, hanging out with lover or Gemini upright, or stuck, broken, getting up really early to see a new perspective with lover or about the twins, with reconciliation here, and beneath that was engagement. And that can be stepping a relationship up to the next level or going to some kind of celebration. But then there's reconciliation with Taurus upright and Gemini and Scorpio, Pisces or Capricorn all upright, Aries, Libra, and Cancer reversed here. At 8:11 of the dance of dreams and alignment is the Five of Wands, the conflict of the lover's tryst, with the King of Wands reversed and the Three of Wands reversed, where the King of Wands is tired of the past or of going back with two lovers, and the Two of Swords of knowing and not telling, or looking back at the man with two lovers, but not the one Cinderella who won't crack, right? So having multiple lovers, but not the Cinderella, not the ultimate lover who won't crack. They won't submit to their charms, so to speak. Or watching somebody could be watching American Gigolo here with past regrets or pornography, or using kids as a replacement for a relationship, or stuck on Dallas or JR or Linda Evans or Blake, or sending lots of roses to get her to say yes, or the King of Wands reversed, abusive player in the past, or just looking back with completion of that cycle number 9 of the hermiting and completion, and leadership with the 81, which is representative of ending karma around the world. And so then the numbers 819 were coming up, which reversed are 918. And again, that energy of 81 and 18 of the 0-point field and the ending of karma around the world, with the world upside down, Pisces upside down, or the divine feminine in 5D being strong, Guinevere, chariots of fire, walking the pet, holding back an announcement in order to manifest big so that they can walk away, praying to God, perhaps for a union, for the dark birds to go away. With Pisces and Aquarius both reversed, Leo and Gemini or Virgo upright here, or divine feminine in 5D being strong, swallowing their pride until the magician manifests, walking away in order to purge and come together in joy, leaving behind a big mess, perhaps poop in the yard, with magician within praying for reunion, coming together with guidance, or in the guide dance, commitment, marriage, religion, establishment, the Hierophant or high priest, grounding the 5D connection into reality of the divine lovers in their knowingness, a tough nut to crack, but the hermit complete. At 8:28, the dance of the twins, going to the 29 of being present to your gifts, and the home with no ship coming in, no deliveries perhaps, no King of Cups reversed with conditions of love, no Emperor reversed being unreasonable, yet all committed to grieve. The Page of Cups reversed child, the inner child, the one that was left behind, the vulnerability of rejection and workplace co-creation. The Ace of Swords of the truth and a split, a lie, a divide, and the Ace of Wands reversed with no arousal, no inspiration, only frustration or being bullied or forced or unable to conceive of something. The challenge being the Four of Swords reversed, awakening and coming out with the twin flame or hermit reversed, perhaps after feeling like you're going crazy or dealing with a parent who's losing their mind, or coming out without a car, or the hermit hiding with no way to get there, or in a breakup, a breakdown, a break in, out, or breakthrough, perhaps an ambulance to the hospital for some, with their world upside down or divine feminine in the 5D world, with Taurus upright, but Virgo, Cancer, and Pisces reversed right here. And all 4 aces in this read were reversed, right? The delaying of a brand new start, but it's kind of like a, polarizing right before coming in, right? The last minute, the 11th hour kind of energy where you were getting really good at coming to the middle and staying there, and all of a sudden you polarize really drastically in order to come fully into union. That energy of all 4 aces being reversed. The recent past of the Ace of Swords reverse split, the Fool free from overtime or work or things not working out, depression or arrogance, with the King of Pentacles reversed in separation, and the Knight of Cups offering love to come clean to the twin flame and or their kids, with the Knight of Pentacles upright, unable to conceive of, the Two of Cups reversed and disconnect or at a distance, or the injustice of standing up for themselves, with Aries upright, Taurus upright, Aquarius and Libra reversed, perhaps water signs here too, or Taurus, Aries leaving the King of Pentacles reversed behind, with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles both upright, stable here, but having a hard time believing that they're divorced, or the injustice of the group coming against them. The foundation here of the Five of Cups, of grieving marriage, religion, or establishment, of grieving a Taurus or Hierophant, the rejection of a loss of a child or a pet or a miscarriage, the grieving of a split or divide, a lie, and the need for truth, at home or about a union, with the Sun reversed, which could be low energy or just no sun at all, being sick, tired, or drained, of the Page of Swords reversed, perhaps lying, or the silent treatment, or rumors, or spying, and the wounded warrior always on guard, or refusing to answer their messages, perhaps after services or a loss. The central energy here of the Ace of Wands reversed, in need of inspiration, of twins, soulmates, or kids coming out of hiding under the radar, or feeling like a failure, in need of attention, from the Empress upright and the Page of Pentacles, or the Empress's invite or opportunity, perhaps going out of their mind, not sleeping or stressed out, and challenged by the Four of Swords reversed, of not sleeping or not sleeping together, and or awakening and coming out. The wounded warrior, Knight of Wands reversed player falling short, or perhaps an addict who fell off the wagon. The wounded warrior on their last leg, mortally wounded, weak, and in need of courage, with High Priestess, sister, aide, nurse, or secret keeper, with Pisces, Virgo, or Aquarius upright, and Sag or Leo reversed here at 8:56, the dance of the Two of Swords, of being in your knowing and keeping it to yourself. The wounded warrior, Queen of Wands reversed, and the Knight of Wands reversed, seeing synchronicities of pain and betrayal, and the Nine of Cups reversed, dissatisfied with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the King of Swords reversed, stressed out, or maybe they're snapping out at people, or just completely gone silent. The Page of Swords reversed, disappointed by the Knight of Cups, who's upright, being love, or needing to heal and find peace or travel, with the King of Cups reversed and the Six of Cups upright, getting up really early, or dealing with a deception, or Cancer reversed, Virgo reversed, coming together to discuss a split, with the King of Wands reversed. And now at 9 o'clock, double zeros backing up the 9 of the one and the all, and going within, the Chariot reversed, grieving loss of passion, of loss of inspiration, stuck, and the Chariot reversed, broken, or canceling a move or a trip, or a vehicle without issue, or a vehicle with issues, or coming out under the weather with Mother and the Page of Pentacles, or the invite to learn, the weight of the world of Atlas, and grieving all that time, the Ace of Wands upright, inspired with the King of Pentacles reversed, to separate and detox the Emperor reversed, to take their keys away perhaps because they shouldn't be driving anymore. Is the Emperor losing his faculties, or accidentally hit someone or something with their car, or a figurative hit and run where they hurt somebody, with the King of Pentacles reversed, who could have Capricorn in his chart, with the Ten of Wands upright being offered another and will break. The King of Swords and the Page of Swords separated, or a three-way split. The King of Swords, Page of Swords both reversed, and the Knight of Cups is upright. The King of Swords is reversed, choosing a new path, withholding, saving, or playing hardball to awaken, with the Queen of Cups and King of Cups both reversed, coming together at work or school or church or any place of co-creation, overwhelmed by a death of the King of Wands reversed or ending, or the never-ending story of the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups reversed. And the Fool freeing themselves from one more project being added to their plate, from the frustration, demand, order, stressed out, ending the nightmare or lack of sleep, in energetic exchange with the Ten of Cups reversed, with lots of back and forth about the Ten of Cups cycle that's done and over with, or overdue, and they're not going to do it anymore, or family unhappy or uncomfortable not being able to leave and having to hold their tongues. The Six of Cups upright, who may be up early with parent with issues or coming out of isolation to celebrate, socializing or getting clarity about or from the King of Wands reversed. And soon here for the twins is the Two of Wands, the twin flames upright, the Page of Wands upright excited, and the Queen of Swords upright to see the Queen of Pentacles upright, or the Queen of Wands reversed, wounded warrior reversed, maybe she is going to surrender, inspired by the Queen of Swords upright talking to the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles offering help or friendship to the magician, or to be the magician's assistant and come out of exile and drop the ball, drop the act, or drop their patterns with a Hierophant or commitment, marriage, religion, establishment, or Taurus at war with the Ten of Cups reversed family, or at least defensive, or with a bodyguard or security, or people lining up to see the Queen of Pentacles or a magician. Fire, earth, and air here, especially Gemini, Virgo, and Taurus upright, to end negative emotional cycles or family patterns. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Page of Cups reversed, or sensitive, rejected, vulnerable, finding their innocence again. Purification of heart, standing up for self to the twin flame or an ultimatum, or the Seven of Wands of being offered another one of two in downturn or twist of fate of a sovereign or sovereignty, investing time, money, and effort in the 5D, and Pisces reversed or completing the cycle with Hierophant upright and Temperance upright. Guidance, commitment, establishment, religion. I was just getting the onslaught of angels. But the guidance, commitment, establishment, religious institutions, and angels coming up here, with Taurus upright and Sagittarius finding peace in their travels to release anxieties or after imprisonment. The Page of Cups reversed, with Libra, Pisces reversed, and Taurus, Saggy upright, or patient angel and higher love, in a peaceful release here, or perhaps the Page of Cups reversed, rejected, and that can be a spoiled entitled child as well. But the Page of Cups reversed may be rejected, maybe rejecting an offer from their twin or Pisces child who's standing up for their parent or on their behalf at 928, which is the Hermit and the twins. Release your ex, express your love, stay optimistic, and retreat. This could be the one. Grief or family or school counseling here for the Page of Cups reversed, perhaps through work or school or temple or church. The Page of Wands standing up to their twin or for their own path, or counseling or back to school night with the Queen of Wands reversed and the Page of Wands upright, and the Page of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles both upright with the Queen of Swords between them. Also those recovering, defending the Hierophant's position or testimonies in their favor by customers or patients or family or friends, or finding peace or released from a negative institution or establishment in order to find peace with twin, or rejecting the establishment, finding their own sovereignty. Where around the twins or how they're seen is the Three of Pentacles of work, school, church, the gym, anywhere really, co-creating with guard at the door perhaps so that they can settle out or work in peace. With the Two of Cups reversed and disconnect or at a distance, not seeing eye to eye at work or school or wherever in a sudden event, an epiphany, a sexual exchange, or where sparks fly. The block here being the Hermit reversed, crazy or losing their mind, hiding over isolating or now coming out, frustrated, uninspired, or with a creative or sexual block, not aroused or unable to conceive of, grounding, integrating, or mastering this offer of love from Source. The Hierophant dropping the act, or tripped up, uninspired and bored, or tired of the establishment forcing their will upon them. With relationship change, Onship to unite, the Devils reversed, no longer marking their territory by grieving a loss, over the King of Wands reversed and the World reversed, or the Divine Feminine in 5D coming together with the King of Wands reversed for clarity and to detox and grieve. The World upside down, knowing and not telling, looking back at what was said or not, spoke too soon or choked, needing to swallow their pride, perhaps the Queen of Wands reversed with Aquarius reversed or Virgo or Cancer in their chart, in a split with the King of Wands reversed, Capricorn or Pisces reversed, stressed out knowing and told to keep quiet or holding back an announcement. The King of Wands reversed after a death or ending, with lots of back and forth with the Ten of Cups reversed. And they could be really uncomfortable dealing with their emotions there and lashing out or holding their tongues, with the King of Swords reversed after a transition or death, end, or dark night, under the radar conflict as competition or battle, with the King of Wands reversed or his alter ego. The Four of Pentacles in this deck comes up as the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, holding on or perhaps hoarding in the Batcave, or maybe he's a bit Scroogey, or can be the term being practical at 9:45 with the Hermit and the grieving process, or the never-ending battle between brothers or father and son, of the King of Wands reverse grieving and detoxing, being left with little or acting that way anyway in a relationship change, with completion, but even more so physical activity and compassion here, with the Four of Wands, home or union, looking back at losing out or holding their tongue, or perhaps some are speaking tongues, perhaps with the King of Cups reversed and the Emperor reversed, or the Empress may be going nuts or dealing with the Emperor reversed who may be losing it, and the King of Cups reversed at their wits' end, with the Queen of Cups reversed awake to the King of Swords reversed and twin at work, with the Knight of Cups upright and the Queen of Cups reversed, awakened by the King of Wands reversed, death or his issues, and that could be anger issues there too, or just exhausted. The King of Wands reversed could be the Emperor reversed here, or multiple sets of children and their families. The Emperor reversed with the Empress upright, the King and Queen of Cups both reversed, the King and Queen of Wands both reversed as well, who could be the same couple. The Queen of Swords is upright with the King of Swords reversed, or the Queen of Swords upright is the Empress, or the Queen of Pentacles is. And the Emperor reversed is the King of Swords reversed, or King of Pentacles reversed. And the King and Queen of Cups are the King of Wands and Queen of Wands reversed. Or the Empress Queen of Swords is talking to the Queen of Pentacles as she is taking care of the Queen of Wands reversed and the Page of Wands upright, and the Queen of Pentacles upright is helping the Magician to recover, to drop the ball or relieve them so that they can stand up to the Ten of Cups reversed unhappy family, or to end an emotional cycle once and for all. Home with the Knight of Swords reversed, the King of Cups reversed, and the Emperor reversed, or reminiscing about the past, or stuck in their ways of the establishment of religion, societal norms, and tradition. Grieving, hiding, and the Page of Cups reversed, whether it's a baby crying or rejecting, or the spoiled, entitled child, lost, vulnerable at work or school, church, temple, or needing the truth and inspiration, challenged by no sleep or awakening to the twin flames and the choice of path. Perhaps there could be a parent, of course, with dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that, going crazy and coming out in need of movement or repair, travel, car, with the world upside down, or a need for closure here, with the Divine Feminine 5D and the King of Swords reversed, needing to transition under the radar, a battle, a competition, a quest, with the King of Wands reversed. Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Capricorn, all reversed here. Fire's reversed, air's reversed, and Aquarius especially there. The Emperor is coming up with the King of Wands reversed and detox, or can no longer drive. And the King of Swords with the King of Wands doing, they're battling over a transition here. Attention, conflicts, and competition. And again, that energy between brothers or father and sons, that kind of thing. The King of Wands reversed being stubborn here, or the King of Swords reversed is verbally abusive, right? So the King of Wands can be physically abusive. King of Swords reversed could be verbally abusive or just not talking at all. And the King of Wands, he could also just be silent or sick and tired here. Maybe he's sick. The Ten of Pentacles is upright, but the Ten of Cups is reversed. So in dealing with the Montagues and Capulets, the Montagues are upright, but the Capulets are reversed, or a stable home in their finances, but their emotions may be all over the place. The twin flames coming out in a twin flames are coming out in a certain way. There may be certain people around them who are just not happy about it at 10-12, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 12 of the Hanging Man. I did a few cards from the Lenormand deck right after this, which was the King of Wands reversed, lovers, or family and breakthrough of magic journey, delivery of self-discovery. The message to the twins of the loving man, the Page of Swords in transition, or perhaps Scorpio, Knight of Cups, and the loving lady, present to the truth of the pushy mother, or Capricorn, or shadow of the 10 of Wands, Atlas, or slave driver, pushing the 38 of the Queen of Cups to repair their bridges with family and synchronicities, or with options, and the wounded warrior, pulling up anchor with the King of Cups reversed. The Queen of Cups and the King of Cups both reversed, with the wounded warrior Taurus between them, exposing the chaos of withholding a new life and standing up to be free from the cage at work. The 12 of the Hanging Man and the wise community of the divine feminines, Atlas, and perhaps under the radar with the Hermit coming out, perhaps the Queen of Swords, with gifts and union, with the King of Swords reversed silent, and the Queen of Wands reversed with the Page of Cups reversed, inspecting or magnifying everything, making things bigger than they are. The Chariot or Cancer with the Queen of Wands, who's being toxic, or snake in the garden here. The Poison Apples and Libra, injustice of needing to crack the whip as the power man, overwhelmed and destined to discern and make cuts, as the Page of Pentacles has an opportunity, perhaps something better than this at 10:22, which is the destiny of the Fool's Journey. So I'm just going to pull you guys an energy card here, see what comes up. Okay, from the energy deck here. All right, so I'm just going to put them in front of you, and I'm going to pull one from the deck so you can see. All right, we're going to pull this one right here. Okay, so we have the thinking woman here. If you can see that. There we go. All right, so we got thinking woman 47. Okay, it just says a thinking woman at the bottom here. So, and that's about someone freeing themselves, becoming independent. It's the 47 as well, which is the 7 of Cups, seeing synchronicities, guiding them to something new. She may be opening a book to see what it says. And actually, I'm going to do that now. The only book I have right in front of me is the Shaman Dreams Oracle book. So we'll open that to a page and see what it says. The thinking woman, she is in green. She's holding a scroll. And she's got a stack of books in front of her. And the butterfly is leading her in transformation. I actually saw a stone today with, it seemed to have a butterfly imprint in there. So transformation is big today. So having lots of options, seeing synchronicities, or perhaps there's confusion at times when you're not feeling connected to source and knowing to go back into meditation again or to ground yourself. So let's see what the book has to say here as we open to a page from Shaman Dreams. So there's the Shaman Dreams Oracle. And we're opening to the Empty Well, number 16. So I'm going to read that to you. It says, nothing here, time to replenish, diminishing yourself for another. The empty well reveals that there is nothing for you here. The well is dry and the desert is encroaching on your once fertile garden. It is time to face this harsh reality and move on. Give gratitude and thanks for the abundance you have experienced, and let Spirit guide you to your next destination. This might mean saying goodbye to someone or something, or insisting on changing the rules of the game. Stop diminishing yourself for the sake of another. Making yourself small will not produce the results that you want. There's lack of reciprocity or give and take. The empty well tells you that it's time to reclaim what is yours and return what does not belong to you. The shadows cast in your direction are not of your making. You do not need to react or respond to them, as they are not real. Simply shine your light upon them and see how it dispels them. These shadows are projections that you are confusing for reality. You may have been offered a shovel to help you dig yourself out of an uncomfortable situation, a bucket to drink from the well, but you cannot dig yourself out of this hole, and remember there is no water to be found in that well. Receive the empty well as a gift. Do not exert your energy and waste your resources by repairing the walls or mending the rope. Following the water course way, the aquifers, that's probably not the right pronunciation. I'm just not getting the familiarity from that word. The aquifers are aquifers that run deep in the earth, and you'll be led to a new spring oasis. You can find these underground streams, these rich natural resources, in the subterranean depths of your own heart. You can find these underground streams, right? Because you're lacking the emotion, right? The well is run dry. You can find these underground streams, these rich natural resources, in the subterranean depths of your own heart. The empty well. I actually have the Gilded book here too. I'm going to open a page from that book as well. So here's the Gilded Reverie, Lenormand. There's a little puppy wanting the family to take the lead there. Such a cute little puppy. Let's see where it opens up to. We'll just open to a page. And we have both the fish and the anchor on this page here. So let's see what it says. And that's both the 34 and 35, which is the energetic exchange and the wounded warrior. The fish says, I bring plenty and abundance. I deal in commerce and sales. I advocate independence and promote self-reliance in trade. Water expansion and flow is my department. Be careful not to tip the scales between tipsy and loaded. You don't want to end up dizzy and bloated. The fish of the Lenormand symbolize resources and money. The three fish here in the deep blue depths show that we can dive deep to gather in food and abundance. In some traditions, the card also symbolizes wealth. Where this card appears, it teaches us to make the most of the resources that we possess. In modern parlance, it means speculate to accumulate, or making a little to go a long way. The exact meaning is dependent on the cards around it. And since we're dealing with the anchor, let's see what the anchor says, which is the wounded warrior. With stability and security, I bring peace of mind. I push you to persevere and help you to reach your goal. Watch out for negative cards, as they might shackle and pull you down a hole. In the original game instructions for the cards, which became the Lenormand pattern, this is the most important quote-unquote sheet of the whole game. Insofar as the one who comes to stay in this picture of hope has won the game and draws the whole cash box or deposit. The anchor is the traditional symbol of hope or faith and comes before death, the cross, number 36. The anchor offers stability and security, being confident that your hard work will pay off in the long term. The anchor of the Reverie is adorned with two fish symbolizing abundance and wealth in the Lenormand. This is a card of assurance. You are protected in times of need. And that's all it says on that. And it's interesting too, because from the anchor in this deck, I always get someone pulling up anchor, because you see here in the card, which is coming right up here, it was on top, the anchor is not attached to anything. So I always get someone pulling up anchor as opposed to dropping anchor here, because if they dropped anchor here, they'd lose their anchor to the bottom of the sea. So it can be looked at in both ways there. And I'm going to pick one from the Wild Unknown Tarot as well. Let me leave her up here so I see these cards. And from the Wild Unknown, let me just shuffle it once. Let's see which one we're going to pick. We'll pick this card right here. Actually, I want the one underneath it too. So this first card is the snake. Okay, which for me is the collective awakening. Okay, that's the Kundalini coming full circle. And then we have along with it the fox, who is the sly one, but in this deck he's very loyal. And he's watching this. He's watching what's going on with this collective awakening. So these two cards were coming up together first. I feel like this independent woman over here is pulling anchor here as the wounded warrior, but take the message as it comes to you. Okay, so she's pulling up anchor to me. We also have the Nine of Swords here in that card, which is that energy of not sleeping or suffering in silence and wanting to end the nightmare. And on the masculine side here, for me, is the energy of the Mass and watching this collective awakening going on and becoming wise to it. As there's somebody separating themselves or becoming independent or finding their sovereignty. And maybe they were at the energy of the wounded warrior, maybe freeing themselves from addiction or from some kind of codependency. As the fox could be leaving the hen house to join the collective awakening. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope you guys are all doing well. Remember your water. Sounds like the well is dry, so make sure to drink plenty of water, salt yourself, ground yourself, and fill up the tank. Get plenty of rest, joy in nature, and rise and be love. Love and rise, guys. I will see you soon. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to breathe.